Boys, today we will start a new topic in class 12 mathematics, and the name of the topic is linear programming problems. Linear programming problems. It is abbreviated as LPP. LPP. Linear programming problems. What is an LPP? An LPP is defined as an optimization problem. Optimization problem, where one has to minimize or maximize a given objective function. Objective function under some restrictions over decision variables. The name is decision variables. Decision variables. And the restriction over these decision variables is called constraints. 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 So, in an LPP, we have to solve an optimization problem in which we have an objective function, and that objective function should be minimized or maximized. This objective function is expressed in terms of decision variables. Basically, x and y are used as a symbol for decision variables, but in some books you will find that this x, instead of x, x1 is written, and instead of y, x2 is written. So x1 and x2 may be the decision variables. An objective function should be expressed in terms of x and y, and it is denoted by the symbol z, which is a function of x comma y. Z is a function of x and y, and this objective function depends on the decision variables x and y to be minimized or maximized depending on the constraints. Constraints means there are some hindrances in your process of maximizing or minimizing. Say, if we ask that x should be less than 40, or if we say that x plus y should be greater than 70, like this. So these are the restrictions over x and y. Under these restrictions, few restrictions will be provided to you. You have to minimize or maximize an objective function. So this is your linear programming problem. Boys, let us start with a simple problem. Say we have to maximize, let us take a problem that maximize z is equal to 5x plus 3y subject to the constraints, that is 3x plus 5y lesser equal to 15, comma 5x plus 2y lesser equal to 10, 5x plus 2y lesser equal to 10, comma x comma y greater or equal to 0. X comma y greater or equal to 0. Say this is a problem given to you. You have to maximize the value of z. I have already told you that this z is nothing but an objective function. It should be expressed in terms of x and y, which are called decision variables. The name you must keep in your mind. Decision variables. And that these decision variables will satisfy some inequalities. And these inequalities are called the constraints. So these are the constants, the inequalities satisfied by the decision variables. Under this restriction, you have to minimize or maximize an objective function. Here, the problem is to maximize this objective function. Now, what to do and how to do? Boys, to solve such type of an LPP, you are familiar with drawing graph of inequalities in class 11. We have already discussed, and this LPP is nothing but the graph of inequality. The only thing, the extra which you have to do here is that you have to calculate the feasible region, the common solution region, and the corner points of that common solution region. After finding the corner points of that common solution region, you are able to find the maximum or minimum value. Now, how to solve? You see here. First of all, we will try to draw the graph of number A, graph of 3x plus 5y lesser equal to 15. Boys, you know, in class 11, this inequality should be changed to equality for drawing the graph. So we have to take let 3x plus 5y is equal to 15. Now to draw the graph, let us divide both sides by 15. So what happens? Therefore, x by 5 plus y by 3 is equal to 1. Now we are able to draw the graph of this inequation here. How to draw? You just choose two lines. The horizontal line is x-axis and the vertical line is y-axis. You know it. This one is x, this one is y. This is x positive, this is y positive. This one is y negative, this one is x negative. Now what to do? On x-axis, you have to take plus 5 intercept. Say plus 5 is here. And on y-axis, you have to take plus 3 intercept. So say plus 3 is here. Obviously, this length 5 is more as compared to 3. And now we are able to draw a line joining these 2 points. So we can draw a line by joining these 2 points. And you will find the shape of the line is like this. This is the shape of the line. So this is your graph. Graph for the equation 3x plus 5y is equal to 15. So you must write here the equation whose graph is this. 3x plus 5y is equal to 15. Now we will try to find the solution of this inequation. Now for this 3x plus 5y lesser equal to 15, we have two parts. One is upper part and this one is lower part. Now in any part, we have to choose a point, either in this part or in this part. You see here, this point is 5, 0. You know, this point is 0, 3. You know it. Just we have discussed here, this point is 0, 3 and this point is 5, 0. Now 5, 0, after 5, 0, if you take 6, 0, 7, 0, 8, 0, 9, 0, that point will lie on the upper side of this line, on this side. Or if you take 4, 0, 3, 0, 2, 0, then that portion will lie on this side. This part is called origin side and this one is non-origin side. For any line which does not passes through origin, we have two sides. One is origin side and the another one is non-origin side. If we have such type of line, we will try to take any point on any of these two parts. Say we have taken this point origin 0, 0 because it is easier to calculate the values depending on origin, because here x is 0, y is 0. Now try to put these values here. 3 into 0 plus 5 into 0, that is 0 less or equal to 15. So it is a correct result. But if you take say 6, 0, here in the right side 6, 0, 7, 0, anyone, if you take 6, 0, then it becomes 18. Plus 0. So 18 less or equal to 15. It is false. So if it is false, then our solution lies here below this line, not the above this line. So we have our solution region below this line. So to show this solution region, we always draw two arrowheads here in this side as well as here in this side. So this indicates that our solution region lies in this direction. Now we take the second equation, that is B, that is 5x plus 2y less or equal to 10. Now let 5x plus 2y is equal to 10. Now, if we divide both sides by 10, what we will get? X by 2 plus y by 5 is equal to 1. Now, here we can also draw the graph of this line. But one thing you must keep in mind, here x-intercept is 2 and in the previous case it was 5. So 2 is smaller than 5. So 2 must lie somewhere here. Remember it. And this 5, y-intercept is 5. So it is more than 3. So it must lie somewhere here. So now what happens? We can join these 2 points to get our line. So what kind of line you are getting here? You see this one. This line you will get. So this is the next graph which is given to you. Now you see, for this graph, again we can write here that this is the graph of 5x plus 2y is equal to 10. This is the graph of this line. Now to draw the graph of inequality, again we choose 0, 0. And if we put 0, 0 here, 0 less than 10, it is correct value. So our solution lies to the origin side of this line, means in this direction. Again, in this direction. So for this line, our solution lies in this direction. For this line, our solution lies in this direction. Again, now we take the third inequality, that is x comma y greater or equal to 0. X greater or equal to 0, comma y greater or equal to 0. So let x is equal to 0. So it represents what? Represents y-axis. You have already know this. You have already done that x is equal to 0 is the equation of y-axis, and let y is equal to 0. Let y is equal to 0. So it represents x-axis. You know. So this one is x-axis, y-axis, and this one is x-axis. So these two equations represents x-axis, y-axis, both. Now, one thing you must keep in mind, that x and y both are positive in which quadrant? You have to check it. Say here x comma y less or equal to 0. So both are negative in third quadrant. Remember it. Both are positive in first quadrant. X less than 0, y greater than 0 in second quadrant. X greater than 0, y less than 0 in fourth quadrant. So depending on this value, you have your solution reason for this inequality. But don't worry, in your syllabus, this inequality is included. Means your solution always lies in first quadrant. This is your included syllabus of West Bengal Board, West Bengal Council of Higher Secondary Education. So there we have always x comma y greater or equal to 0. So this indicates that our solution lies in first quadrant, means in this direction as well as in this direction. So these are the 4 graphs, and after that we will try to find out the common solution reason. You see here, if you observe, you will find that your common solution reason is this portion, this quadrilateral, which is shaded. Now, it will better to shade it dark. It will better to shade it dark, but you can also use stripes or dots to represent this common solution reason, but it will better advisable to shade it dark. Now, this is your common solution reason. So this is your first aim of an LPP problem. After finding the common solution reason, you just try to find out the corner points. You see here, this one is origin O, this one is point A, say 0, 3, this one is a point B, and this one is a point C. Now this point C has coordinates. It is the x-intercept. C is the x-intercept of second line. So it has got coordinates 2, 0. C has got coordinates 2, 0. This one is 5, 0. Remember it. Don't confuse with the figure. C has coordinates 2, 0. A has coordinates 0, 3. Now origin O, you know already that it has coordinates 0, 0. Now one thing is missing here, that is B. How to find the coordinates of B? Now you see here, B is the point of intersection of two lines. So in rough or somewhere else, you have to solve these two equations to get their point of intersection so that you will get the coordinates of B. Now, how to solve? You see here 3x plus 5y is equal to 15. And in the next problem, we have 5x plus 2y is equal to 10. Now, let us cancel y first. So, into 2 into 5. So, what you will get? You will get 6x, and here you will get 25x. So, 6 minus 25, that is minus 19x. Here you will get 10y, here 10y. So, cancels out. Here 30 and then 50. So, you are getting 30 and 50, then it becomes minus 20. So, 6x and here 25 minus 19. So, x is equal to 20 by 19. Again, if you cancel x, you will get the value of y. How to cancel x? Or you can put the value of x here to get the value of y. This will depend on you. I am trying to cancel out, that is the value of x. So for this, we have to multiply it with 5. Here we have to multiply it with 3. So now what happens? 15x, 25y. Here 15x, 6y. So 25 minus 6, that is 19y, is equal to 75 minus 30. That is 75 minus 30, that is 45. So y is equal to 45 by 19. Boys, just try to check out these calculations. Generally, we will have 20, but generally in general case, we have